keep your hair on, hold on to your knickers, because I am about to say something that is sometimes considered rather controversial. But I want you to hear me out. I think it works out good in the long run. So, sit down, wait for it, here it comes. Talent does not exist. I know, it's shocking. My name is Josie and I'm an artist. I love color, process, and material. I also love inspiring and empowering creative, curious folks to get out there and make something. Today I want to talk about talent and why I think it's like a myth that doesn't help anyone out. So I got a couple stories. One story, I have a friend who is really into Leo Kottke, who is a musician, a guitarist who plays a 6-string guitar, and he plays it extremely well. And he's pretty well known, and she got tickets to his concert, and she went to the venue, and she was very excited, and she got in an elevator, and lo and behold, there was Leo Kottke in the elevator. Now, it's not exactly Justin Bieber, but she was very excited. And she's like, oh, hi, Mr. Kottke. So excited to meet you and, be at your show. And he was really friendly, and so they chatted in the elevator, and she remarked, I just wish I could play guitar like you. And Leo Kottke said, oh, you can. You just have to be a dorky, lonely teenager sitting alone in your room for years tinkering with your guitar, and you would be just as good. Story number 2. I was watching a music awards show, and the next award was New Artist of the Year. So they called out this guy's name. He happened to be a country act, and he got up there, and the man was like pushing 50. He was like in his 40s for sure. And he's like, holding the award. Wow, you guys, this is so cool. Thanks so much for, Best New Artist of the Year. It's like an overnight success that took 25 years. And it's like, that guy has been playing dive bars, doing late nights, eating ramen for decades just for his art, because he loves to play. And finally, thankfully, he was recognized for it. But it took him forever to get there, right? It took him a long time and loads of work. So I think you see where I'm going with this. I once heard a quote, which was, don't ever envy someone if you're not willing to do what they did to get to where they are. So we look at someone and we're like, oh, you're so good at that, or you got this great job, or a great relationship, or a great body, and we don't see like all the work that they did. We think it was luck or talent. We're like, well, you're just talented. Third story. I was lucky enough to teach beginning painting at a college for a couple of semesters. So I got a chance to talk to a lot of new artists, and something that I found to be true, and you are going to think for a moment that I am contradicting myself, so stay tuned, just hold on. Something that I found to be true is that some students were better than others. To which you are saying, aha, there is talent, you are proving it. But hear me out. Some of the students seemed to take to painting. They immediately developed their own style. They were able to grasp some of the trickier concepts like color mixing. They would come into class early, they would stay late, they'd do extra credit. Extra credit. By the way, I've been doing extra credit paintings for several years now. I hope my college professor is aware. I just kept at it. Anyway, these students were, they were pretty good. And there was other students that decidedly struggled. Like they had a hard time. It was trickier. The concepts were trickier. They seemed to not adapt to it quite as well. they were frequently mad about it and frustrated, and it was, you know, hard. A lot of times I would ask the better painters if they had painted before. Nope, this is new. It was new to them, never painted before. And I would also ask them if they were having fun. And invariably, without exception, the better painters always said, yes, I'm having fun. I love this. I'm going to keep doing it. And the painters that were not as good tended to say quite the opposite. They were not having fun. One thing that was consistent about all of the students in the class, the people that seemed to have aptitude or seemed to take to it more, and the people that were more frustrated by painting, is that every single one of them, without exception, made beginning paintings. They made bad paintings. Even the ones that were like, had something going for them. They weren't really making amazing work. They were making student work. They were making learning work. And that's cool. You got to start somewhere. But the fact was, everybody sucked, which should be heartwarming to all of us. Some people might say that what I was witnessing in the class was talent. However, I think that what I was witnessing was aptitude. Aptitude is something like when a person who is unusually tall then plays basketball. Tall people may be better at basketball. Big fat guys might be a good linebacker. There's lots of big fat guys that aren't linebackers though, so, you know, aptitude, physical aptitude isn't everything, as you know. So, as I am talking, there's kind of a good news, bad news thing happening. On the bad news side, if you can accept this premise that talent doesn't exist, then that means all those people that formerly you wrote off because you just said, oh, they're talented, and now you're realizing, oh, it's because they did like a crap ton of work to get there. What about me? Like, I don't have any special skills. Could I have been spending all these years developing the special skills? That's kind of the Debbie Downer way to view this, but the optimistic way to view this, the way to look at this with positive affect, as my therapist would say, is to think, my fate is in my hands. If I have aptitude in the form of pleasure, that's your key. If you feel pleasure at doing something, that means you have aptitude, and that means you can sustain it over time and get better at it. If you don't have aptitude for something, you won't have pleasure for it, and you won't even want to do it. I feel that way, friends, about cooking. I do not love cooking. I have heard it said, however, some people like it. They get careers in it. They enjoy cooking for friends and family. This is a foreign concept to me, but I am willing to accept that it is a true reality for some folks, and God bless you for it. However, I do not have this aptitude at all. When you are thinking about this question about talent, think instead about pleasure, and think instead about what pleasures you have in your life that you could do more often and hence become much better at. And then maybe someday somebody will call you talented. Thanks for watching my shocking video about talent not existing. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. By the way, if you watch a bunch of YouTube videos, a lot of times the host says, smash the like button, which I found incredibly annoying. I think it's like kind of like this masculine thing, like hit that like button, smash that like button, strike the like button. Like, no, how about caress it, gently tap it, give it a little, I don't know, fondle, maybe? Fondle the like button, okay? And while you're at it, fondle the subscribe button. And everyone's gonna be happy about that. See you in the next video. Is in your hands. You can get really good at something at any moment.